So my client got approved for $45,000 and 0% interest for 12 months in just 7 days working with us. And this isn't his final sequence. We're still going through applications as I speak, but I wanted to create a quick video to show you how he was able to access a lot of money in just 7 days working with us. We'll be going over exactly what his profile looks like and his story and why he decided to work with us. So if you all don't know me already, my name is Daniel Dixon and I'm an IT growth specialist where I help tech companies, software companies access the capital so they can finally grow and scale their business. Now, if you guys haven't already, and this is the first time that you're finding my channel, go and click that subscribe button below so you get notified whenever I post and you get notified whenever I'm dropping these gems that solves to y'all. Watch the entire video. Again, I'm going to be explaining to you how he was able to get $45,000 in just 7 days to work with this. So this client in particular, this business owner in particular, came from a great referral that I have. And my referral told me that this client needs a total of $200,000 in business funding. But within the next 7 days, they need some quick business funding so that they can make some investments into the business. So we were in a little bit of a time crunch, but it was okay. We have the solutions, we have the strategies to go make it happen. So I don't have the this is like the actual strategy sheet that we use for clients, but I'm not going to show the name, I'm not going to show the LLC state, but I'll give you all a few details as to what his profile entailed. But just to show that we ain't no cap, you can see that he said that we got chased for 45,000. And I was like, let's go. And we still have applications in process and we're still going to get more funding, but this is just part of the process. And I know some of y'all, right, y'all maybe just need a quick 30, 40, 50,000 right now to like invest into your next move, right? And I'm going to show you how we would do this. So like I said, backstory of this client, it's kind of funny because this referral, this is actually a real estate investor. But with the real estate investor, like we still help y'all, the people in tech, the people in software, but this was a great referral and they were like, hey, we just need something quick. I'm gonna send you to my guy Danny, he's the specialist, he's gonna help get it done. So the problem with this business owner was that they kept telling me on the consultation that they kept missing a lot of opportunities because they just didn't have the type of capital that they were wanting to invest in. So the 0% capital, of course, I know people in real estate, they love 0% capital, they love lots of credit. It's just access available now versus using the cash that you have in your bank account. You can just use the cash that's available to you now, right, to go invest into the properties, fix it really quick, and then you go make a flip. Okay, so that's exactly what this client was going through, but they were tired of missing out the opportunities, and they were just telling me like, yeah, like if we had more access to the capital that we would want to invest now, we can make a lot more plays. And they were just telling me, yeah, like we can go get like 5-10x the amount of houses that we can go get now. They were just telling me all this stuff in the consultation, but basically they were telling me that they were needing some capital within like a very short amount of time, and we were able to get that done. So like I said, I blanked out this client's name. I blanked out their LLC state. But this business owner, right, they've been in 5 years in business. And since they were 5 years in business, right, they already had their stuff set up. So a lot of the stuff that we had to go through, or a lot of stuff that most people have to go through, they were already completed just because they've been 5 years in business. So there's not too much to be able to do. But there was actually a couple of things that we went ahead and did to make sure that we solidified the 45,000. Now, the bank that we got it from was from Chase. And the way Chase is funding now, it's getting a lot stricter. And this isn't for Chase, this is for any other bank. So for y'all looking for the funding now, your best time is to get the funding now versus waiting. Because if you're waiting for the next move, I mean, you might qualify now, but in 2 or 3 months from now, Chase's, they're constantly making, or any bank, they're constantly making moves to the ways that they're approving people. Underwriting is getting a lot stricter. More people are committing fraud, right? More people are just doing some damages to the bank, so they're getting a lot stricter. So stuff is changing real time. The way that we could have got this client funded today might have been different in the next 3 or 4 months. So thankfully they got the funding now that they need to get to the next level. So the reason why we went with Chase, and mind you, we didn't use an arm for this either. So I know a lot of people like to use banking relationship managers, but Chase, they're starting to shut down the business relationship managers. just spoke on the phone with not spoke on the phone, but I was texting a couple of my connections, and now they're starting to get closer to where they're going to be checking the businesses in person. Like if you want to use the bank relation manager, they want to be checking the businesses in person. You might receive a random visit. So stuff is really changing. 5-6 months ago, everybody was using the Chase arm, but nowadays Chase is starting to strict down because they are a bank to where they give out the bag. They have a lot of liquidity and assets, but they're tightening their underwriter. They're getting a lot stricter. So when we went to this client, remember we have a lot more banks already, but I'm just gonna show you why we went with this bank first. Was because they already had a great Chase banking relationship. So they already had a personal account which had a lot of liquidity in it. So as far as practicing fractional reserve banking, okay, they already had a lot of liquidity in that account. So they have already established that relationship. They also had a couple of authorized users already on that account. And one of those authorized users, right, the highest credit limit was 22.2 thousand. So that definitely boosted the credibility and the odds of them getting the 45,000 from that bank. And then lastly, they just took out an auto loan not too long ago with Chase. So because they've already shown Chase that they're using their products, Chase was more likely to just lend them the money. And this can go with any other bank, but because Chase was the one that I seen already, and mind you, we had to get they wanted this 40, they wanted actually 30,000, but we were actually able to get them 45,000. So we exceeded their limits by 15,000. So they already had a great personal bank account with Chase, personal relationship with Chase. They had the auto loan, they had a couple of the authorized users already. So that's as far as like the banking side, and let's talk about their actual the credit profile. So these are the scores that they basically had, and like I said, I don't disclose any client information, but I can give out a little bit. What their scores were, right? They had a 790 with Experian. They already had an 807 with Equifax, and the TransUnions was a 796. So they had a pretty good credit score. But we've seen people that barely had 700 still getting the same results. So it's not based off the profile. There's other things I go into, and I'm going to explain to you why that happens. So their oldest credit card was from 2007. So that was almost 18 years ago. So this client's already had some great credit built up, right? Because what the banks are looking for, they want to see at least a 750 plus FICO score for the best results. They want to see that you're having an average credit history. So this person's oldest credit card was from 2007. So they're already showing great credit history. And then as far as the highest credit limit, so something that these banks look at is called comparable credit. And comparable credit is basically saying, okay, what personal credit limit do you have on the personal side would kind of dictate to what we're going to give you on the business side. That's just one of the key factors. So like I said, they had the highest credit limit was already 22.2K. And what banks like to see is they want to see at least have 15K plus total, on your personal credit limits. And at least one of your cards to be at least 10K to see the best results. But for this client, they already had one card with 22.2K, so that kind of took care of everything. So this client was a perfect fit for it as well, and this is why we went with them first. The next one, so they had 0 negative items, so they had 100% payment history. So no charge-offs, no collections, no repossessions, no late payments. You can get funding with late payments, but it all depends on the profile and the relationship with the bank. Okay, so it all depends on the profile. We've seen this already in the past. Their most recent account that they opened was actually like a month ago. So they actually opened up a recent account, but they haven't opened up too many recent accounts. So that's why this situation was okay. So people that are getting denied, or we've had clients where they're getting denied where it'll come back like too many recent accounts, where we've seen this in the past, is because they've opened up too many accounts and they've also had too many hard inquiries. So this person, this business owner, like I said, they only had 2 inquiries for Equifax and TransUnion, but for Experian, they actually had 5 inquiries. And what the banks are looking for is they want to see you have less than 3 inquiries per bureau within the last 12 months, and ideally within the last 6 months, they don't want to see any. But clearly, this client that has some hard inquiries, and they actually had 5 within the last 12 months. And so what we had to do is we actually had to remove these inquiries to the client so that we can get the funding really quick. So that's kind of what the client's profile information looks like. Was the hard inquiries. They had 5, they had 2 for Equifax, 2 for TransUnion, and we went with Chase. And so that's why immediately I was like, okay, we're gonna go with Chase. But a lot of y'all like to skip these certain steps. So inside of the Capital X Accelerator program, we had this client go through a specific few steps where I literally told the client, while we were communicating, hey, I need you to go do X, Y, and Z, and the client did it. And that is why the client added on that extra $45,000 to his funding portfolio. So missing that step, right? Missing that step that I told him to do, he might have only gotten 20, he may have only gotten 30, but because I told him a specific step, which what we tell our clients, like inside of the Capital X Accelerator program, we have a list of tasks and steps for you to complete to make sure that we can maximize your funding approvals. So he did the steps, no questions asked. He got it done, and then very quickly, that's why he was able to get $45,000 from Chase at 0% for 12 months and less than 7 days, and we're not even like a quarter of the way completed. But I wanted to create this quick video to show y'all that y'all can get some quick capital. And this is like a great funding profile. We funded people with worse profiles and different things, but it just all depends on the profile. We will send you to exactly where you need to go, and that's why when you book a call with us or when you hop on the consultation, when you look at your profile, it's not just the credit score, right? We're taking a look at every single thing as far as your business. And because this client came so qualified to us, we were able to get the 45,000, exceeding the limit that they were looking for, just 30. Like, we were able to get them 45, so an extra 15 that they were to get in 7 days. So I want to make this quick video of, like I said, how we got this client $45,000 in 7 days. And if you're ready to make your next big move inside your business, I'm just going to click the link below and book a strategy call with us. Where we'll take a look at everything, and if it makes a great fit for both of us, right? If it's a good fit for both of us, we'll enroll you into the Capital X Accelerator program. We'll fix you up, we'll clean you up, and then we'll send you up to go and get the funding to get to the next level. All right, so that is the end of this video. If you guys like this video, short video, I want you to click the like button, right? Leave a like below. And if you haven't already, go and click the subscribe button below so you get notified whenever I post and you get notified whenever I drop these gems. So before I end this video, I want to tell you this one thing, okay? Please understand that the banks, they are changing in real time. So the way that this strategy worked today might not work in the next 2 or 3 months. The banks are changing very quickly. So keep that in mind. So if you're watching this video and you know that you're ready to make your next move, go ahead and click that link below and book a strategy call with us. All right. But that's the only thing I want to say. I appreciate y'all for watching the end of the video. And until then, we see y'all in the next video.